Trust in God because what other option do you have? People try and find security in their money, their wealth, their relationships. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that those are bad things. Those are all wonderful things. God created those things. The problem with it is that you depend on those things to be secure. Now, if you are able to separate those things from God Himself and take your security and say, okay, these things are good, they're created by God, they were made for you to enjoy, and make the balance to put your security into God. There is just so much more value, so much more satisfaction that you feel with your life when you decide to put your security into God instead of things like money and relationships. Because when you start making those things your sense of security, when those things go away, you're done. Why would I put my security into something that could be taken away from me in an instant? Instead, I'm going to put my security into the Lord because He is forever. He is always there by your side and He will never leave you. So He's kind of like that cushion, that blanket that you have, that nice, warm, compassionate, loving blanket that never leaves you. We also like to think that we're in control, that we got things all figured out, when in reality, God is the one that is in control. You may carry out things throughout your day. You may be the one that's going to the gym. You may be the one that's eating healthy. You might be the person that's taking time to study. And you can do all those things. Those things are good for you. But who really determines the outcome? Who determines the outcome of your business? And a lot of you are going to say you. You determine the outcome of your business. But in my mind, I think God determines it. I'm the one putting in the hard work. I'm the one doing the things necessary to grow the business. But God is allowing that business to grow. And this mindset takes a lot of pressure off of you because you understand that God, the creator of the universe, is really the one in control. He's the one that's determining the outcomes of your actions. There are also things that you can't control. I cannot control that I am white, that I'm Irish, that I'm German. I just can't. It's just genetics. So if there's something that you can't control that you think is hindering you, I challenge you to think about it in a different way. Think of that thing as a unique gift from the Father up above. That, whatever that is, think of it as a blessing instead of a hindrance. No matter what people say, no matter your insecurity about it, see it as a blessing. And speaking of blessings, God has proven to you in some way that He is faithful. So let's talk about the Israelites for a minute. So God promised the Israelites sacred land that they will prosper in forever. This is when they escaped Egypt and they were wandering. God promised the Israelites a new beginning. That's not to say that there weren't any trials and tribulations. The Israelites, Moses, Aaron, Joshua, they all went through so many challenges. God didn't make it easy. But in the end, God kept His promise. God gave the Israelites the land that He promised them. God also kept His promise to David. In 2 Samuel, it says, when all the elders of Israel had come to King David at Hebron, the king made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. When David was told that he was going to be king, he was 15 years old. David wasn't anointed king until he was 30. So think about it. 15 years of David's life, he was waiting for God's promise. Do you know how many challenges that people face in a 15-year span? how many trials, how many tribulations that people go through. But God always keeps his promises. And maybe even in your life, God has been faithful to you. God helped you quit that addiction. God saved you from that thing. God blessed your life in some way. God has been faithful to you. And if you can't see it, then that's a problem with you. God has answered some of my deepest prayers. Things that I never thought I could do. Things that I never thought I could get rid of. But he stood faithful. Now, that's not to say that he's going to answer all your prayers, because everything is on his timing. But just recognizing that the Lord answered your prayer, the thing that you never thought, the thing that was weighing you down, he answered that prayer for you. So you have to show appreciation. You have to show gratitude to God for being faithful. To end it off, I want to ask you a question. What is one thing that you can do today to trust God more than you have been? Ponder that question. I'll see you later. Goodbye.